Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the October 21st regular meeting of the Zion City Council. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Here.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Here.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Present.
Commissioner Fisher?
Here.
Mayor McKinney?
Here. Item number 3, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Brummer, is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Leading us in prayer this evening is Pastor Dave Leopold from Faith Homes. Pastor, great to see you again.
Good to see you. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for each person that's in this room and ask for your blessing, Lord, your protection, your grace, your help for everyone here and for those who lead the different departments of our city. Pray that you would give them real grace and wisdom, Lord. For all those that work under them, especially those who are in danger regularly, Lord, we just ask that you would be with them, that you would protect them, cover them. We ask for your presence to keep them. I pray for our schools, both the administration, all the teachers, and all the students, from young to older. Lord, thank you that we haven't had anything really bad, even though I know there's problems, but thank you, Lord, for your grace and help to us. And in this time of unrest in our nation, Lord, we just ask that you would help us to see one another through the eyes of Jesus and help us to pray for one another during this time, Lord. And thank you for all that you've done for us in the past and what you will do in the future. And I ask it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Item number 4, are there any agenda changes by any of the commissioners? If not, is there a motion to accept the agenda as presented? Motion by Fryerson.
Second.
Second by Stackhouse. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 5 is citizens' comments.
No comments tonight, Mayor, unless there's anything from the floor.
All right, no comments tonight, none from the floor. We move on to item number 6, which is the consent agenda.
Approval of minutes of a regular meeting held on October 7th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Approval but not release of closed session minutes of a meeting held on October 7th, 2025 at 7:49 p.m.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Stackhouse, second by McDowell. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Abstain.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries.
Bills, vouchers 150125 through 150464, drawn on Huntington National Bank, total $567,076.85.
Is there a motion to approve the bills?
I'll move to approve the bills.
Motion by Fisher,
Second.
second by Stackhouse. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries. Item number 6 is proclamation for World Polio Day 2025, and the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas Rotary is a global network of 1.2 million neighbors, friends, leaders, and problem solvers who unite and take action to create lasting change in communities across the globe. And whereas the Rotary motto, serve above self, inspires members to provide humanitarian service follow high ethical standards and promote goodwill and peace in the world. And whereas Rotary in 1985 launched Polio Plus, and in 1988 helped establish the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, which today includes the World Health Organization, U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, UNICEF, and Gates Foundation, and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, to immunize the children of the world against polio. And whereas polio cases have dropped by 99.9% since 1988, and the world stands on the threshold of eradicating the disease. And whereas to date, Rotary has contributed more than $2.9 billion in countless volunteer hours to protecting more than 3 billion children in 122 countries. And whereas Rotary is working to raise an additional $50 million per year, which be leveraged for maximum impact by an additional $100 million annually from the Gates Foundation. And whereas these efforts are providing much needed operational support, medical staff, laboratory equipment, and educational material for health workers and parents. And whereas in addition, Rotary has played a major role in decisions by donor governments to contribute more than $11 billion to the effort. And whereas continued political and financial commitment is essential to overcome the final hurdles, strengthen health systems, and to ensure that no child anywhere suffers from polio ever again. And whereas World Polio Day, observed on October 24th, serves as a moment to honor the progress made, recognize the dedication of health workers and volunteers, and renew our collective resolve to finish the job. And whereas there are Rotary members in the Illinois Beach Sunrise Rotary Club, comprised of Beach Park, Winter Park, and Zion, that sponsors service projects to address critical issues as poverty, disease, hunger, illiteracy, and the environment in their local communities and abroad. Now therefore be proclaimed, I, Bill Kenny, Mayor of the City of Zion, do hereby proclaim October 24th, 2025 as World Polio Day in Zion, Illinois. Encourage all citizens to join me in Rotary International in the fight for a polio-free world. That's this day of October 25th. Motion to approve.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Fisher and second by Fryer. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson? Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. And one of our Rotarians is here tonight, Donna Linder, who works tirelessly in the community to work with all of these different organizations. Thank you for your commitment to our community, Donna.
Thank you so much, and if you all would like to support our End Polio campaign, we will be at Culver's tomorrow from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and 10% of your order will go to polio.
All right. What's tomorrow? Between 4 and 6 p.m.
4 and 8.
4 and 8.
4 and 8, yes.
All right. Item number 7, consider passing ordinance as follows. 7A, approving and authorizing a fourth amendment to the redevelopment agreement between the City of Zion and Empyrean LLC per Chief Barton.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. Staff respectfully request approving and authorizing a fourth amendment to the redevelopment agreement between the City of Zion and Empyrean LLC related to the Trumpet Park TIF District. The City of Zion previously entered into a redevelopment agreement, or RDA, with Empyrean for the development of the property located within the Trump Park Tax Increment Financing, or TIF District. The agreement and subsequent amendments were established to support the redevelopment and underutilized and blighted industrial property and to advance the city's economic development goals. The Fourth Amendment to the RDA is proposed to expand the scope of allowable industrial uses within the development area. Specifically, this amendment would allow for industrial users or occupants beyond logistics, warehousing, or distribution, thereby enhancing opportunities for broader economic growth, job creation, and utilization of the Trumpet Park site. Thank you for your consideration.
All right. Is there a motion to approve and authorize the Fourth Amendment?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Fisher. Second by the Fryer McDowell. Any questions or comments from the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 7B, amending various sections of the Zion Municipal Code regarding parking on public streets and in parking lots owned by the city of Zion. Clerk, please call it.
Again, thank you, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. Staff respectfully requests the proposed amendment that will permit parking in city-owned parking lots with the exception of the hours between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., during which time parking it will remain prohibited unless valid overnight parking permit is issued or an exemption is granted for designated events or city authorized purposes. This change ensures just continued control for overnight parking, vehicle storage, while allowing flexibility for residents, visitors, businesses, who may occasionally require parking during those restricted hours. And I'll just add that this just puts our city-owned parking lots in line with the already in place ordinance for our streets, our 2 to 6 exemption for no parking on that. It gives us time to clean up the streets, sweep if we need to, plow if we need to. This would just provide the same opportunity for the city-owned public lots. So it just cleans up the ordinance.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Sections of the Zion Municipal Code regarding parking on public streets.
Yeah, so moved.
Motion by McDowell,
Second.
second by Stackhouse. Questions or comments from the commissioner?
So this removes the current parking restrictions on the city streets except for the 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
No, this has nothing to do with the city streets. This is just our parking lots. So what we'd like to do is, because we've had so many different rules and ordinance changes over the years, it's just too complicated to keep track of. This standardizes it for all city lots to be the same as what our street restrictions are. So no parking 2 to 6, so we can get in there and clean them up if we need to, or address things if we need to during those times.
Right, okay. Thank you.
Any additional questions? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 8, discussion and authorization approval. 8A, consider zoning docket 25Z17 and ordinance requesting a variance from section 102 to 128, 6A of the Zion Municipal Code to allow the continued use of the front off-street parking for property located at 3212 Gideon Avenue per Director Einstein. Planning and Zoning Commission recommends approval.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Redfeld, DPR is seeking a variance from section 102, 128, 6A of the Zion Municipal Code to allow the continued use of the front off-street parking at the property located at 3212 Gideon. Currently, he has a non-conforming gravel driveway. He would like to install asphalt and extend the driveway to access to the garage. At the October 2nd, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission recommends to approve the variance.
Is there a motion? So moved. Motion by Frierson,
Second.
second by Stackhouse. Questions or comments from the commissioner?
So is it the house to the left or the right?
To the house to the right.
To the right? Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9 is Department of Commentary. Director Einstein.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have nothing tonight.
Okay. Director Rankin.
Okay, the 20th Street Storm Sewer Project, Phase 1, should be wrapping up right around the first week of November. During that time, we've installed over 1,000 feet of 78-inch storm sewer, 740 feet of water main, 680 feet of sanitary main, 7,500 square feet of sidewalk, 1,500 feet of curb. Driveway restorations were right around 1,100 square feet. And once the road is paved, it'll be roughly 24,500 square feet of asphalt laid. So that project, Phase 1, will be wrapping up right around November 1st, and then we will be looking forward to Phase 2 next construction season.
All right. And the Galloway looks great, by the way. And to the knock on wood, I haven't seen excessive speeding on it now that it's finished, which
thing for Director Ransom. I think you may have mentioned it last meeting, but can you talk about the LEAF program?
Yes, once again, there is no leaf vacuuming on the curbside anymore. That program ceased, I believe it was 2023. Fall of 23 is the last time we picked up leaves from the vacuuming of the curb. So what needs to be done with all leaves now, we do ask that you either bag them in the brown recyclable bags and set them out with your garbage on garbage day, or they can go into 30-gallon garbage cans, same place on your garbage day for disposal.
And again, with the leaves that are near the drains, it's really helpful. Again, Administrator Nabel always talks about our residents providing 30 minutes a month of being able to do something to help the city. So in your neighborhood, if you can clear the drains, the storm drains, from any kind of debris or leaves, it certainly helps as the public works crew is going around with their trucks and doing street cleaning.
Yeah, every rainstorm, we do actively come out and clean drains especially during the fall, because you can't control the fall of the leaves. So we do come out prior to rains and during rains and try to catch them all. But it does help that if you can get there before we can, it would be a help.
Okay, thank you, Director Ransom. Chief Street?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We can go Saturday. We closed out Fair Prevention Week with our open house. We ended up with a beautiful morning, a good turnout, which is really good to see, and kids had a good time with some of the things we put on. Thanks to Commissioner Stackhouse for coming out. It was good to see her. From a safety standpoint, it's a bummer, but the weather is starting to turn a little bit colder, so as the furnaces go on, we would recommend that our residents get their furnaces checked and cleaned for the cold season that's coming up. So that's all I have tonight.
Yeah, Chief Street, I was also thinking about something, the smoke detector checking for our residents, for residents at homes. Can you explain that program?
Sure, yeah, we have a grant program available through the state that provides smoke alarms for our homeowners. Details are on our website or on our Facebook page, and they can always call the station, and we'll be happy to go out. Even if we don't install one for somebody, we'll be happy to check it if there's questions on their alarms at their homes now. So, yeah, we'll be happy to check and or replace them as needed.
Yeah, given that it's starting to be that time of year where people are starting to use their fireplaces for those that have wood burning fire, it's really good to have your smoke alarms checked just for safety reasons, even if you haven't done it for a while. So,
Right.
Thanks for that information.
And I believe you know your smoke alarms work,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Well, you haven't tested them out in your new place, right?
Oh, yeah, I have.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fire department came out last year, they moved in. The flue, the lever that operated the flue inadvertently closed, so I had a little smoke in the house. And as quickly as I tried to shut the alarms off, the fire crew had already arrived.
Oh.
Just testing out your response.
Yeah.
They did their job, so that's
Yeah.
good.
And they even they took some of the logs out of the fireplace and, yeah, so make sure that I had my fire extinguishers available as well, so always helpful. Great response time, by the way. Director Bronson?
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Wintrust Community Bank will be hosting a Money Smart event for our local businesses on Thursday, October 30th at Illinois Beach Hotel from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. The guest speakers will be Eddie Soto from New Norm Business and Carmen Jimenez from the Hispanic Business Network. This is a great opportunity for home-based businesses as well as our brick and mortars to talk to businesses just about how to grow. Breakfast will be provided and network will be available afterwards. I have flyers if anyone is interested, and it will also be placed on our social media sites after this meeting.
And which company was that? Was that Wintrust?
Wintrust Community Bank.
Yes, and one of our former residents who is now working as assistant branch manager, who's been involved in a lot of our community forums and commissions. Madeline Santana works there. And
Yes.
is putting that on our community, still involved, very involved in our community, even though she's moved away.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Chief Barton.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners, thank you. As Chief Street mentioned, it is getting cooler and darker sooner, so I'm gonna give my annual, probably this one and this meeting and the next. Make sure you drive with your lights on. I know most of the cars now have auto lights. But I did speak with a young lady on the way here who did not have her lights on. And she thought she did. So just a reminder to check, make sure your lights are actually on and not just in the off position. And then also, it's time to change your wiper blades as the roads get a little bit wetter. Those wiper blades have probably been on there for a year, if you're like me. So it's time to change them and make sure you can see where you're going. And then I just wanted to plug, and I'll defer to Commissioner Frierson, but it's time for Shop with a Cop prep again. So we'll be doing Shop with a Cop early December this year. It's a great partnership that we have with District 6 and District 126, and then other community partners as well. So if we will be sharing on our social media pages a link to a PayPal account that we will accept and would like to request donations that would help help young kids participate in this program year over year. We rely on those donations. It is a 100% donation funded opportunity for some of these young kids and families to participate in. So look for that there.
As I said, Chief Barton, you want to talk a little bit about how much that program has grown over the last couple of years and what the format is for who's supported for that?
Yeah, it's been growing year over year. We're trying to reach, between 40 and 50 families this year. Every year we've grown from just, whether it was size initially, just Zion schools, to now we also recognize there was a blind spot that we recognized that some of the Beach Park schools have Zion resident kids that attend those schools. And so we wanted to make sure the intent of the program is to make sure that the families and young kids know who their police officers are and have a good relationship with them. If they need to ever ask or talk with them, they at least might know somebody at that point. So we've opened it up to those schools and specifically those students that are Zion residents where we would respond to if needed. So it's the goal this year is between 40 and 50 families to be reached. So again, we do rely on donations, so please, if you are so kind, that would be great. That's all I've got.
Chief, also, could you talk a little bit about the officers in the school? One of the nice things that I've seen, one of the neat things I've seen is that the officers that are assigned to the different schools also have the logos for the team mascot.
Sure. That was a partnership we did this year. We were kind of waiting for some of our equipment to rotate out before we bought some new logos, but we were able to brand the squad cars that are assigned to each SRO for each of the schools that they work in. So it's a great partnership and some little bit of rivalry between the schools and a little bit of pride, I guess, that the kids get to see. But we've branded the squad cars with each mascot for the schools, and it's been a great program. The kids that we've been able to make connections with over the last couple of years now, we just have gotten just glowing reviews from both the school, the staff, the administration, and the families. So it's been very, very positive impact. I appreciate the partnership.
Chief Street, isn't there going to be something on the new fire truck once we get it?
Yeah, we actually do plan to incorporate a B logo as part of the new truck. So still working on that with the high school graphic arts people. It was going to be a surprise, but I guess it's not a surprise.
I was thinking about oops.
That's okay. We've still got a couple of years to go till it's built.
We'll edit that out, maybe.
Yeah, I will have forgotten by then anyway. Anyway, I forgot, what did I just say? Also, I'd have to say with the SROs, one of the things that we've seen over the last several years, several years ago, before the SROs were in the school, there were a lot of issues at the public library, and those have completely dissipated.
Yeah, that's good.
And I really believe that has a lot to do with the working relationship that our officers have with the young students now. So again, just being out in the community and letting everyone know that our first responders are real people, fire, rescue, our police, I think it makes a big difference in the community. So thank both Chief Street, Chief Barton for being so forward-thinking in their effort to be proactive in the community. Administrator Nabel.
Thank you, Mayor. Hard to believe we're coming up on the end of October already, but December is typically when we pass our favorite thing to discuss, our tax levy. In the past, I've done a dollars and cents series, typically in the spring, explaining property taxes, levies, how they work. I thought that would be prudent to do more closer to the time where we actually are adopting our levy. So I'm looking at November 12th, which is a Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I'm looking to figure out whether there's any conflict to just do it here this year. But I'll confirm that at the next meeting as well. I want to just explain how the levy process works, as well as what the city efforts have been to help keep our share of those property taxes kind of in control. The updates on the legislative efforts. We have a meeting, I think it's next Thursday, with DCEO to talk about the notice of funding for the next round of the CEJA funds and how the abatement language will work in that. So I wanted to make sure we had that meeting with them first so I could provide updates at that session. I will get it recorded and linked onto our socials as well. So even if you can't attend, you can still review, and I'll put my email on there too, so if there are any questions, when somebody watches it, they can reach out to me. But November 12th at 6 o'clock is what I'm shooting for that. Keep an eye out, we'll put some notifications out probably within the next week.
6 o'clock, and will that be here?
Yes.
And speaking of the dollar and cents, I was grocery shopping over the weekend, and I had several residents approach me about the quarterly meetings. Do we have any more of those scheduled? We did those with some of the other taxing bodies. Some of our residents seem to get a lot of benefit out of being able to come and hear about what each taxing body is doing, as well as someone had asked me about the landlord-tenant meetings, which were pretty successful in the past, so that landlords know their rights, but tenants also know what their rights are.
Yeah, we're in the process of talking with the taxing body group to try and figure out a more efficient way to try and get that communication out, whether it's like an annual state of the community address versus the quarterly format that we were using. We were kind of testing the waters on that, as far as, I mean, we always had good attendance, good participation, but also it became kind of a lot of ask and a lot of resource allocation between all the taxing bodies to keep that up quarterly. So we were kind of letting some of the tone in the community of what's happening, what the interests are, what the priorities are, drive how we set that up, and we're kind of retooling that format. So we hope to get back to something where there's that accessibility for the community, but also big picture chance for information. So believe it or not, I'm guessing you all don't want to attend 6 different board meetings a month at different taxing bodies to find out. So that discussion's ongoing.
Yeah, and the dollars and cents that's coming up on November 12th, you know, one of the issues that kind of looming in front of us all is property taxes. So will that be one of the issues that you?
That's the issue. Like I said, explaining the taxes, but also what we lowered our levy. I don't remember how much it was, but I think we could have gone up to 9.2 and we passed it like 8.1, so like $1 million drop over what would have typically been a levy increase. I know it doesn't calm a lot of people's minds, but because tax bills still went up this year, but if you take a look at your tax bills, it shows in the bottom left the change over prior years, and in most of the ones I've seen, the City of Zion portion has been either flat or most cases a reduction because of that. However, we're 15% of the total tax bill. If ours goes down $40, it unfortunately isn't enough to offset the increases on the others. So the bottom line on your tax bill is really where the pain point is. But my plan is at that November 12th meeting to talk about the legislative efforts and all the things that we're doing, because that's all we have control over. And just to let everyone know what to expect in the upcoming years.
Yeah, in addition to that, our continued conversation with the other taxing bodies, which are the cause of the higher taxes, continue working with them to try to get them to lower their levels, which would help our residents out tremendously, and that's part of that DCEO funding that we've been starting to receive. So, okay. All right, thanks, Administrator Nagel.
Sure.
Mayor, I've been in some high-level discussions with Santa Claus and elves recently, and I believe we've negotiated on November 29 for Santa coming to the Shiloh House. He arrives every year just after Thanksgiving and shows up there, passing out some candy, and I know there's going to be some stuffed animals. And then he is organizing a group of elves to go down to Chicago on December 13 and pack up some presents for about 80 families here in Zion. That amounts to about a little over 250 children that will receive presents from the ELF network. And that distribution will take place at Christ Community Church, December 16 and 17. And anybody who wants to participate in that can contact the township office.
All right. And November 29th, again, Santa is arriving, or is it evening arrival, if I'm correct?
No, he comes in the afternoon, usually. Yeah, and
Maybe that's to my side of the town.
I haven't confirmed with Chief Street yet, but he often arrives in one of our engines or something. It might happen again.
Yeah, that would be bad news if we turned down Santa, so
Yeah.
I think we could probably arrange that.
Yeah,
Cool for the entire department.
All right. Okay.
that's it.
Thank you, Commissioner McDowell.
Yeah.
Commissioner Fryerson, welcome back. Good to see you.
Thank you. Yep, I will just reiterate Chief Barton's comment about if you would like to contribute to Shop with a Cop, you can go to our website at zbchc.com, or there's a PayPal link. It's paypal.me/zbchc. But again, just indicate that you want to provide that donation to Shop with a Cop, and we will add that as part of the program. So appreciate the continued support. Also, I wasn't here last meeting, but we wrapped up the movies in the park. We got a chance to have the bicycle officers come out, and they were able to hand out some candy and engage with a lot of the families and the children. So just a good time. Like I said, we are coming up on winter, and so looking forward to what we have coming up next. So.
And the Shop with a Cop, we've established a date for that?
We typically don't publish that because we want only family members to.
So you're not going to tell me in case I don't? Okay. I'll get it.
Privately, I will tell you.
RSVP.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah. As we saw. Yeah.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
I don't have anything. Just want to thank everyone for coming out to the council meeting tonight. And to piggyback on Shop with a Cop, it really is a good program. When you have gone a couple of times and you see those children elated walking through Walmart with a police officer. I mean, it's friendly. And they get to see police officers in another example of doing community service in our community, besides some of the horror stories I've heard the children say about police being at their home, but that's because there was activity going on that should not have been. But sometimes children don't understand, so they form their opinions. So it's nice to see the good things that our community is doing to change the narrative about police officers in our city. It's really good to see. So I thank you, Chief Barton, for continuing that going on. And also Commissioner Frierson, I enjoyed the movie night out in the park. It was really good, and to see families out there enjoying movie night as well. So it's nice. And Commissioner McDowell doing your Shiloh houses. Zion does a lot of good things for our community, so it's just really good to be a part of it and to participate in all the good things that we think about doing for our community.
Commissioner Fisher?
I would just like to thank our friends from Empyrean who came all the way out here for the meeting and actually stayed through the whole meeting even after you know the resolution was passed on the extension of the RDA. So thank you for coming out. We like seeing you, and we look forward to working with you. And
Thanks for the support.
see it, hoping for great things and some dirt to start moving soon. So we'll be looking forward to that.
That crazy going to see is a good trip. All right, we'll move on to item number 10, which is announcements. October 26th, Zion trick-or-treating from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's October 26th, that's a Sunday. So everybody can turn their lights on or have decorations out to let the trick-or-treaters know that you have candy for them. October 31st, from 4 to 6 p.m., another one of our great events in town, Zion Park District, the Trail of Treats, where so many organizations come out and people are able to drive through Shiloh Park, which is decorated wonderfully, and be able to pick up candy from the different organizations. And speaking of Shiloh Park today, I was at a meeting with about 6 or 7 mayors from Lake County, this side of Lake County, and they were talking about the renovations to Shiloh Park and how great our town looks. So we have other mayors that come through here, their families come through here, and they notice the changes that we're making. November 4th, starting November, we have the Zion City Council meeting starting at 7 o'clock, followed by November 6th, Dollars and Cents right here at Zion City Hall. Dave, is that at 6?
November 12th.
November 12th. Yes, I got that confused, my brother's birthday. November 12th, the Dollars and Cents here at City Hall. And we'll put out significant notices about that to get people to attend and know what's going on with their property taxes and other issues, financial issues involving the city. And of course, November 29th, Santa Claus is coming to town in Shiloh House. And my big question, will you play Michael Jackson's Santa Claus is Coming to Town as Santa Claus comes?
I don't believe that's on the agenda, Mayor, but if you provide the soundtrack, maybe.
Got it. I'm going to have some of the Jacksons with me. They're going to sing it, so. In any event, item number 11 is closed session pursuant to 5 IL CS 120-2 open meeting for the discussion of threatened and or probable or imminent litigation, collective bargaining, purchase or sale of real estate, legal counsel, and personnel. The only item we have, well, when we come back, will be consider an appointment for compensation of a procedural hearing officer for Chief Barton. So with that, we appreciate everyone coming out. And before we go into closed session, I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed? Motion by Frierson?
Second.
Second by Stackhouse, second by McDowell. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. And before we go into closed session, this young man with the Blackhawks shirt on, I believe you had a question earlier for, I think it was after the leaf pickup comment?
Yes, I have. My name is Mike Belcheck. I've been a resident up here in Zion since 1987. And I got a question for you, sir. Why did they go to the barrel pickup? Because the other program was much easier for the residents and cheaper.
Well, the barrel pickup is a free, it's already free. It is a free
Well, I understand that.
program, so that is why we went to that. And
But it's so much easier, especially if you've got a lot of leaves, just blow them to the curb, and the vehicles are sitting up at Waste Management, just sitting there.
Yeah, Waste Management they got out of the leaf pickup business what's the RLS, the other company, they wanted to do it and the price of that was exorbitant, well over Waste Management.
Okay, but the other thing is, all our quarterly bills went up quite a bit too.
I can address that because Director Ransom was not director at the time of that. So when we were renegotiating the contract for the waste pickup, there was, this was discussed at prior meetings when we did the rate increases, but there was set caps on the amount that they could charge us every year to increase. During the negotiations, they caught all that up because cost of equipment went through the roof, all that stuff. So what they charged us for regular garbage and things like that went up. That was the increase. We would have seen another 40% increase if we continued to do the leaf vacuuming program on top of what it went there. So we made the determination to, as long as we continue providing the curbside pickup of the containers and the bags, which is what everybody's used to, but it is a luxury compared to a lot of other communities. But we couldn't justify the 40% increase in the water or in the garbage bills to continue the leaf vacuuming service.
Okay, because Waukegan and Kenosha still do it.
And that's on their tax levies to help pay for that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other question I had, it's very difficult, because we do have a lot of leaves, and then also, I don't know if you can answer the question, or do you have a contract with them? Because a lot of times with the leaves falling late now, people have to leave them in their garage or leave them on the curb or somewhere because they don't finish up.
That's been a continuous issue that we've always had because of the timing because I think we currently
right around December 1st.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
and we've had some
time.
still be on there or not. In the past, we have talked with them about extending that periods of time. They've been generally receptive to that. We can't commit to that, of course, but there's some years where they drop in October, and there's some years, so if we push it back too far and they do that amount, then we might miss them on early,
Right.
so.
It seems like with the climate change, it's getting later and later, and like I say, I ended up putting like 3 or 4 bales in my garage for the summer.
But we also want to make sure we get before the first freeze potentially comes, because then it's too late at that point to try and get them up off under snow or frost. So it's magic 8 ball on trying to predict the weather of it, and we have to get some time frame, and we try and be flexible and adjust as needed as we get closer to that time period.
All right, thank you for your questions. And the last item about that is the garbage companies also were starting to have a lot of injuries from the equipment that they utilized, and it was costing them more. So it just didn't make sense for us to pass that cost on to our residents. It's a task. I have a lot of trees in my yard, and it's probably not a fun thing to do, but
And like I'm on a fixed income, so it's not a huge amount, but when you pick up the barrels, eventually the barrels are gonna get crushed, and you have to buy new ones, and you gotta buy the bags, and if you're on a fixed income, it can be rough on people.
yeah, we understand.
That's why I said the alternative would have been you would be paying 40% more in the garbage rates that we would have been just, it's one of those, lesser of two evils in our mind, because if we asked your garbage rate to go up 40% to keep that, a lot of people would have said, I don't even utilize that, why am I paying for that? And it would have been a different discussion of, okay, our rates went up, I can't afford that now either. So it's that other side of the picture that we consider to take into consideration to try and, again, save those costs and try and be, ask everyone to kick in a little more. I know it's a pain, but trying to be conscious of, people's finances as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for coming and asking the questions. All right, time to move into closed session. So thank everyone for coming. Drive safely. Stay warm.